Hi, so I'm going to show you now. We're going to continue with our data analysis of the data set of FIFA 2018. So this income video, we are going to be doing question 3 and 4. So we are going to focus on country and clubs with the best aggregate players rating. So we are going to be using box plots to identify the best 10 clubs and best 10 countries in terms of overall player performance. And we are going to rank them on that score. And we are also going to see what are the earnings at these top clubs. And their wages, also using box plots. And then we are going to do some analysis with the A. Okay, so I'm going to go to my Tableau. So you know, if you haven't just done it yet, you need to upload your file. So I have a CSV, so it's just using a text file and upload it into Tableau. So I already did it, but you can do it and just open it. So I recommend to see the first part of this video series if you want to understand better what we are doing. Also because in the first video I explained how to do some calculations, and so it's important that you see it first. Okay, so what we want to see is what is the average score for each club, and we are going to rank them. Okay, and we are going to use box plots. So the first thing is I'm going to check club. So I'm going to use it and I'm going to put it on the columns section. Okay, so I have here all my clubs. Then I'm going to look for overall, which is the variable that we are interested in. And I'm going to just, sorry, put it on the lines. Okay, so you might have this, right? So it's kind of a mess. It doesn't say anything. So you have just one point here. So it's nothing that I want. I want to be doing a box plot. So if I do block spot, something like this is going to happen, and it's not what I want. Okay, so it's not using the function here where you can have the different graphs. So this is not what I want. Okay, because it's nothing. So I go here, and the thing is that Tableau is going to have, by default, is going to aggregate measures. So it means that it takes all the measures for each club and just take it together. And we don't want that because we want to see the variation by each club, the variation of the measures from our different players. So for changing that, we are going to go to Analyze here on the top, and we are going to uncheck the measure aggregation. Okay, so now we have a bunch of small points for each of the club. So again, it's nothing here. We can also just increment the size if we want to see better, and we can also change color and so on. But still, I don't have my block spot, and I would like to see it. So what we need to do is we are going to click on the overall axis, so the vertical axis here. We are going to click right click, and we are going to say to add a reference line. So we click add reference line, and then we are going to choose the box plot here. So my Tableau is in French, so if you don't see the same thing, it's normal. So you put just boîte à moustache or box plot, and it's going to generate my box plot here. So I just can change the color that I want. So since I was using the points, I was using orange, then I probably use orange and going to be better. And then, okay, so I have now a box plot showing for each club. I have the different values. So I have here my mean. I have, of course, the outliers, who are those who are 2 away for the mean, and you can see like the range of each. So those who have this mean on like on the top means that are the better clubs or with better players. Okay, so this is what I want. Now I would like to see who are those players, you know, to see, for example, who is the player here who is an outlier from this club here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take my name variable here, so my category, and I'm going to say that I want to have the information. So you see now I have the name of the player here, and I can just, for example, change the size of the points if it's too big for the block. For the box plot, I just change the size. So now I have, you know, here's Oscar, and you have some others here. So I have a null here is probably because either we didn't know the club or that something happened. So what I want is I don't want to see that null there. So I'm just going to add a filter, and I'm going to say I don't want to see this. And I have now my club box plot analysis by club in terms of overall score. So now what I want to do is to identify the best 10 clubs. See? So if I do it by, I mean, manually or visually, well, it's going to take me a lot of time because look at all these clubs here. So there is a better and easier way to do it. And what I need to do is just, I'm going to create a new filter, and I'm going to ask Tableau to just filter the top 10. So for doing that, I'm going to go here in club, and I'm going to click on the little arrow, and I'm going to say modify filter because I already add a filter in Tableau to take out the new um, value. So I have here, I go, and I'm going to, you see there are different possibilities. So you have general, generic character condition, or um, first. So I'm going to ask it to just have my top performers. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to say that I want the first 10, right? This is what I want. And I'm going to select the criteria for filtering those first 10. So we want to select only those first 10 that have the higher overall score. So I'm going to look at my overall score, and of course I'm going to just take the mean. So now Tableau is going to select first 10. So I have, of course, Barcelona, I have Munich, Inter, Juventus, Manchester, Napoli, Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, Roma, and Sevilla. Okay, so I have it now. So these are my 10 top clubs. Now I want to order them, right? Because so for doing that, I'm going to just go here in club, and I'm going to say organize. And I'm going to say I'm going to organize it by one of my variables. So I'm going to choose overall, which is the variable that I'm using. And I'm going to say, well, organize it from the best to, I mean, from the highest to the lowest value. And I'm going to use the mean. Okay. And now I have my top 10 clubs organized by the mean using the block spot. So I have Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Juventus, Napoli, Inter, Roma, and Sevilla. So now that we have this, we are going to do the same thing but for countries, right? So we are going to use this same analysis, but we are going to do it this time by nationality. So it's the same thing. So I'm going to just take nationality and I'm going to put it on the columns, and then I'm going to use the overall variable and I'm going to put it on the lines, and I have this. Again, if you don't have this and you have something like this, is because Tableau by default is going to give you the aggregate number. So you just need to go here and change this. So you have to uncheck measures, aggregated measures, and you have this. And it's the same thing. So you just need to add um, reference line. Uh, so I already have it. This is why it's not letting me. But so you just need to add a reference line and use the value you want, and that's it. And you have so now. So now I want to do the same thing. I want to just check which are the countries with better players, right? So I'm going to do the same thing. So now I don't need these club filters. I just want to add a filter here. So I'm going to say I want a filter. So I just check that I have every country is okay. So I don't have anything that has a new value. And I go to top and I'm going to say just give me the first 10. And I'm going to choose the overall score, which is the one I want to be the one filtering my country. So I say that I want the mean. And so now I have those nationalities with better mean. Okay. So in this case, I have this because are only one player per country. So this is why it goes there. Okay, so this is not telling me much because you see I have some nationalities with only one player, so it's kind of weird to see them here, right? So the thing is that we have to, before we can do this, we have to first have the 10 countries with the most players, because this is what is going to really tell me where I have the most uh, the better players, because it's going to take in consideration also the number. So for doing that, I'm going to just add a filter here. And instead of having the top 10 by overall, I'm going to tell them to give me the top 10 by ID and to give me the total. So I want Tableau to count how many players do I have per country, and he's going to tell me then what are the 10 countries with more players. Okay. So now I have Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, England, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Netherlands, and Spain. And now with these 10 countries, I'm going to do my overall analysis. So I have it here, but now I want it to just be order right. Um, so I'm just going to make an order here, and I'm going to say that I want to order by one of my variables, and of course it's overall, ask the mean, and I want to be the top, the highest first. So we have here this, and we can see that the order is not quite what we expected, because if we see the mean is higher for Brazil, then we will have Spain, then we will have Argentina, Netherlands, France. So this is because is taking in consideration the number of players also for each of the countries. So what I'm going to say to see the right order just by the overall mean measure, I'm going to just say Tableau to analyze by aggregated measures, and then it should show me the right. So I have Brazil, Spain, Netherlands, Argentina, France, Italy, Germany, Colombia, and England, and Japan, and these are the 10 countries
order by the overall mean.
Now what I want to do is to see what are the salaries of paid by these clubs. I want to see what are the salaries mean and all everything. So I want to have this. See what are those who are paying the most. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to um, have this here and do everything again. So I want my club, right? So I want the clubs to be on the um, column. I want to put it here. Now I want to see the wages. So the wages is all over there. I'm going to see it. And of course, I want to pick again only the 10 first. So I'm going to add a filter and I'm going to say give me the top 10 by overall. So we should have the same um, clubs that we find just before. So I have again Barcelona, Munich, Inter, Juventus. And I'm going to also again say to organize those by the overall. So I just want to give me the overall order by mean. Okay, I forgot to say that I need it. Sorry. Um, so I don't want it. I want it like this. Okay. So I have Real Madrid, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich, Manchester, Juventus, Napoli. And I want to see who are those, right? Like, I already know who are those, but I'm going to use the name and I'm going to put it on the information here. So now that I go there, I know who is earning that much. Okay, so I want to have the mean, but it's not going to change because this is the salary that we have for that year. So I see that, for example, Cristiano Ronaldo is, of course, an outlier here in Real Madrid, and also Leonardo Messi, who is also an outlier. Okay, so I can see that Real Madrid is having a lot of great salaries. Okay, I could do the same thing just for countries, right? So I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to duplicate my file here and I'm going to say top 10 countries. So I want to see those countries that are earning a lot from their players. So I don't want the club, so I take it out and I want the nationality here. So I'm going to tell the same thing. So here my nationality, I'm going to add a filter and I'm going to say that I want the first 10. But again, remember, I want 10 those with those that have more players in it. So I'm going to just add ID and give me the total. Okay, so I have here Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, England, and I'm going to say that I want to organize, sorry, my nationality, I want to organize it by wage. And I want mean, and I want, so I have Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, Germany, Netherlands, Italy, Spain, England, France, and Japan. So I have in Argentina, of course, I have Messi here. Then in Brazil, I have Neymar for the Outliers. Then I have James Rodriguez in Colombia, who's pretty well paid. Cross, then who else? Robin, Chiellini, Sergio Ramos, Kane, Benzema, and Okazaki. Okay, so this was the analysis by club and by nationality, and we got to see some box plots and organize those clubs and nationalities according to their overall score, and then we got to see the wages. And so, if you want to continue, you can just look at the third video, and we will be doing. Analysis on time. So we are going to use age as a factor to see whether age has an impact on the different attributes. So stay tuned and look at the next video. Bye bye.